Good morning, students. Today we are going to study chapter 8, How do organisms reproduce. This is your NCERT book. You should always study and prefer NCERT books and make notes from this. So what is reproduction? What do you understand by reproduction? As the name suggests, re means again, produce means production. So producing new organisms in the same species is reproduction. So only the organisms in the same species can reproduce. Different species cannot reproduce together, as you know that monkeys can reproduce, humans can reproduce. Okay, so different species cannot reproduce. Reproduction is the production of new organisms from single parent or two parents. Okay, so why is reproduction necessary? Obviously that if अगर reproduction नहीं होगा then generation cannot be move ahead, existence ही नहीं होगा. So for existence reproduction is necessary. And you should know the first and most basic point of this chapter is that reproduction is of two types, right? Sexual and asexual. What is sexual and asexual? See, first is sexual. Sexual reproduction involves two parents, okay, and asexual reproduction involves only one single parent. Understood? So we will first study asexual reproduction and then move on to sexual reproduction. In this class we are going to study asexual reproduction in detail. So what are the various modes of asexual reproduction? From here it starts. Okay, so first mode of asexual reproduction is fission. So now let's visualize the different modes of reproduction. First of all, fission. You know that fission occurs in single cell unicellular organisms such as amoeba and paramecium. What actually happens, you can visualize through this. There is one amoeba. First nucleus divides into two parts, you can see, and then cytoplasm divides to form two daughter cells, two amoebas. You can see this is fission. All right, now two new amoebas are formed from one amoeba. Now you can visualize fragmentation. Fragmentation occurs in algae, you know, Spirogyra. On the left hand side you can see Spirogyra. This is simple multicellular organism, and see how it breaks into two different parts and each part grows into new individual like this. It simply fragments. Flatworm also fragments, and fragmented parts develop into new organisms, and their structure is simple, body design is simple. Now we proceed to budding. Budding occurs in hydra, you know, hydra and yeast. So you can see that there is a bud developed in hydra. You can see a bud is developed into a full hydra, and when hydra develops it detaches from its surface like this. Okay, now it rhizopus fungus, where sporangium contains spores, and when these spores come in contact with moist surface they develop new organism. Next is regeneration. You know, regeneration can be seen in planaria. So this is planaria, and when its body is broken into different parts, each broken part is developed into new planaria like this. And you know that planaria is a little complex multicellular organism. All cells are not the same, but still the broken parts differentiate into different kinds of cells and develop new planaria. You are familiar with vegetative propagation, in which new plants are developed from root, stem or leaf without help of any reproductive organ. For example, in potato you can see there is eyes. When these parts are buried in ground, then we get new potato plant, as you know. Also there are other plants like onion, garlic. You know, in garlic the the underground stem develops into new plants, or in ginger, adrak mein, ginger mein. And also in onion, the pulp of onion gives new plant. We studied about bryophyllum. You can see in bryophyllum small buds develop in the leaves, and when these buds fall down from leaves, the whole new plant of bryophyllum is produced. So these were the sexual modes of reproduction. I hope you have understood, and you must revise them from your NCERT books, your notes. Okay. In next class, we shall move on to sexual modes of reproduction. So first, complete your this section, and after that, we will proceed. I have told you that reproduction is of two types: asexual and sexual. This is a asexual mode of reproduction, which involves only one single parent. So fission, as the name suggests, fissions means breaking. Okay, breaking into two parts or multiple parts. So there are various modes of asexual reproduction. One is fission. Okay, fission. There is another which is fragmentation. You can see fragmentation. There is one another which is known as regeneration. There is one more which is budding and spore formation and vegetative propagation. These are the various modes of reproduction, asexual reproduction. Okay, so what is fission? See, in fission, one single organism breaks into new individuals, right? So fission is of two types: binary and multiple. You know the meaning of binary. Binary means two parts, okay, and multiple means many parts. Okay, so in which organisms fission takes place? फिजन किस किस में होता है? देखिए, आपने नाइन्थ क्लास में पढ़ा है टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स, यूनिसेल्युलर ऑर्गेनिजम्स एंड multicellular organisms, right? You have also studied prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Okay, so fission generally takes place in, always takes place actually, in unicellular organisms. And what do you know, the can you tell me the examples of unicellular organisms? Unicellular organisms are protozoa. Okay, protozoa is the most common unicellular organism, and types of protozoa are amoeba and paramecium. Okay, amoeba is a protozoa and paramecium is also a protozoa. Okay, so amoeba, how does fission takes place in amoeba? See this figure clearly. This is amoeba, very irregular structure, and it has a nucleus. You must notice that this is a single cell. आपने नाइन्थ क्लास में पढ़ा है सेल की स्ट्रक्चर. इनसाइड सेल there is nucleus and the other part is cytoplasm. Okay, so this is the whole amoeba, only single cell. What happens? How does it reproduce? How does it make new individuals? It simply breaks into two organisms. You can see two organisms, it breaks one, two. But how? See, are you noticing one thing? That first nucleus is getting divided. You can notice here nucleus is getting divided. First nucleus divides into two parts. You notice this? And when the nucleus divides into two parts, cytoplasm breaks and the two individuals are made. Okay, so this is binary fission in amoeba. There is another protozoa which is known as plasmodium. Plasmodium. Do you know what is plasmodium? Plasmodium is the causing agent of malaria. जो मलेरिया डिजीज होती है that happens due to plasmodium, और जो उसका वेक्टर होता है वो मॉस्किटो होता है. So see this figure. This is multiple fission in plasmodium. What happens in plasmodium? Plasmodium is also a single cell organism with a single nucleus. So multiple means multiple parts. So first you can see that nucleus is getting divided into multiple parts. You can see एक nucleus से कितने सारे nucleus बन गए हैं. Okay, after nucleus divide, each cytoplasm begins dividing. Okay, after nuclear division of nucleus, cytoplasm begins dividing, and multiple cells, multiple plasmodiums are generated with one nucleus in each cell or each plasmodium. Okay, so plasmodium divide into many daughter cells by multiple fission. Okay, you should read it in your NCERT book. For unicellular organisms, many bacteria and protozoa simply split into two equal halves during cell division. For example, amoeba. Okay, there are another organisms like leishmania. leishmania से काला जार जो disease होती है. Okay, and also then second process is fragmentation. Fragmentation also means breaking into various parts, but the basic difference between fragmentation and fission is that fission किसमें हो रहा था? Fission occurs in unicellular organisms. Fission सिर्फ unicellular organisms में हो रहा था, but fragmentation takes place in multicellular organisms, but those multicellular organisms should be simple. Like this is an organism, it has various cells and all cells are same kind. Unlike humans have different tissues, different organs, but simple multicellular organisms have simple body structures. So in multicellular organisms with relatively simple body organization, for example Spirogyra, so what is happening? See this figure. For example, imagine this is a Spirogyra, which is an algae. Spirogyra is an algae. So algae is a multicellular organism, simple multicellular organism. So Spirogyra has various cells. Okay, these are various cells. What happens? Spirogyra fragments into various parts, various pieces. These pieces or fragments grow into new individuals, right? But this is not true for all multicellular organisms because this is a simple mode of reproduction and it takes place only in simple multicellular organisms. The reason is that many multicellular organisms have specialized tissues and which are organized into organs, okay, and which have different definite positions, so they cannot simply divide. They need more complex modes of reproduction. So fragmentation occurs in Spirogyra. So you have understood the difference between fission and fragmentation. Fission takes place only in unicellular and fragmentation in simple multicellular, but the basic is same, that they divide into various parts. Now next is regeneration. Regeneration. See, regeneration also involves breaking, splitting, but it is a little different. You should notice. What is that difference? That regeneration takes place in more complex multicellular organisms. What does it mean? जैसे कि fragmentation में आपने पढ़ा था कि simple multicellular organisms have same kind of cells, but in regeneration there are not the same kind of cells. You can see this is an organism where regeneration takes place. You can see all cells are not different kind. Top part is have different shape, middle part has different shape, and lower part has different shape. So it cannot divide simply by fragmentation, because if it divides by fragmentation, then it cannot develop into this organism, right? Because the parts are different. So what actually happens, you can understand that, see, generally regeneration takes place in hydra. Okay, this is hydra, is an organism. What is happening? This kind of reproduction takes place in hydra or planaria. So this is diagram for planaria. You can see what happens in this figure. First of all, planaria breaks into many parts, okay, and each broken part यू कैन सी जो इसके पार्ट्स टूट गए हैं, अलग अलग हो गए हैं, फ्रॉम ईच ब्रोकन पार्ट न्यू ऑर्गेनिजम्स इज प्रोड्यूस्ड। सी लोअर पार्ट जो टूटा, टूटने के बाद अपर पार्ट बनता है एंड न्यू ऑर्गेनिजम्स इज प्रोड्यूस्ड। ओके, middle part that breaks now grows into whole organism, and the upper part which has broken down develops the lower part and makes a new organism. Okay, so you can see the clearly see the difference between regeneration and fragmentation, that in regeneration in planaria there is more complex body design and the new organism is produced from broken part. And the most important concept of regeneration is that regeneration is carried out by specialized cells. You can see, read from your NCERT book. Regeneration is carried out by specialized cells. These cells proliferate, means they divide and make large number of cells. From this mass of cells, different cell undergoes changes to become various cell types of tissues. It means that from broken parts, the new individual is not formed directly. ऐसा नहीं है कि अपर पार्ट जो टूटा है, from that new individual will be formed directly. This is the upper part and suddenly the new organisms will produce. No, first there will be a thick mass of cells will be formed, and that thick mass of cells will differentiate into different cells. That is written here. From this mass of cells, different cells undergoes changes to become various cell types and tissues. This is the upper part of planaria. First, the broken part, the broken pieces, the lower part is formed like a thick mass of cells. And after that mass of cells, this mass of cell divides into various types of cells like this. Okay, so this is regeneration that takes place in planaria and hydra. Okay, now the next mode of asexual reproduction is budding. You know the meaning of bud. From and when an organism develops a bud, imagine this is an organism, okay, and it will develop a side bud, and this side bud will develop into new organism. See this figure. Budding generally takes place in hydra. This is a hydra. Okay, what is happening? Look closely here. Here is a small bud is produced here. This small bud differentiates into various cells, and you can see a new hydra is formed here. Okay, so what is budding? You can see organisms such as hydra use regenerative cells for reproduction. A bud develops as an outgrowth due to repeated cell division. These bud develops into tiny individuals and fully mature. When they fully mature, they detach from the parent body. जब ये hydra पूरा mature हो जाएगा, उसके बाद this will detach from the hydra. Also have regenerative cells. So first a thick mass of cells is formed in bud, and then this mass of cell differentiate into various cell types, forming a new individual attached to its body, and later it detaches from its body. Okay, this is budding. These buds develop into tiny individuals and when fully mature detach from the parent body. This was the budding in hydra. The next method of asexual reproduction is vegetative propagation. As you can see from the name, vegetative means it is related to plants. Okay, so there are many plants. Generally आप plants कैसे grow करते हो? From seeds. But in vegetative propagation you use stem, leaves or any part. Okay, so what is the advantage of vegetative propagation? First, the advantage is that in some uh, plants like rose and jasmine plants, those have lost the capacity to produce seeds. जिसमें seeds produce करने capacity नहीं है, they can use another parts. Okay. Also, plants raised by vegetative propagation can bear flowers and fruits earlier than produced from seeds. So this is a quick method of reproduction. Also, another advantage of vegetative propagation is all plants produced are genetically similar to parents. Okay. So what is happening in vegetative propagation? Take example of leaf, because in vegetative propagation we can use any part, leaf, stem, anything. So there is a plant called bryophyllum. It, in this, reproduction takes place by its leaf. So you can see in leaf, some when you grow the leaf, buds are produced in leaf, right? Buds produced in the notches along the leaf margin of bryophyllum. For these buds fall in the soil and develop into new plants. Okay. सो देयर आर वेरियस प्लांट्स जिसमें आपको सीड्स की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होती, आप किसी भी पार्ट से उसको उगा सकते हो. फॉर एग्जांपल पोटैटो है, पोटैटो के पीसीस से, जिसमें पोटैटोज की आइज होती हैं, नोचेज होती हैं, फ्रॉम दोज potato pieces give rise to fresh green shoots and roots, a new plant. Okay. So that was vegetative propagation. What is tissue culture? Tissue culture. See, this is an artificial method of vegetative propagation. We can grow plants in artificial medium. How? We just remove tissue or some cells from growing tip of a plant. किसी भी plant की growing tip से we remove some tissue and place them in an artificial medium. Okay. And these cells divide rapidly to form a small group of cells or callus. जैसा कि regeneration में आपने पढ़ा था, any part which breaks down first forms a thick mass of cells. Similarly, this broken part of plant first forms a thick mass of cells, or which is known as callus. Okay. Then this callus is transferred to an artificial medium where different hormones for growth and differentiations are taken. Those hormones divide different cells into different organs of plant, and then we get some plantlets, and these plantlets are grown into soil and they can grow into mature plants. That was a tissue culture. So by tissue culture we can grow plants artificially by ourselves. So in vegetative propagation, can you name some more plants which can be grown without seeds? Think about them. Some plants जिसमें सीड्स की बजाय आप दूसरे पार्ट से भी प्लांट को ग्रो कर सकते हो. Now the next mode of reproduction is spore formation. Okay, what is spore formation? See, some plants or some organisms have specialized reproductive parts. So जैसे कि आपने पहले पढ़ा है कि अमीबा में, ओके, स्पायरोगायरा में कोई स्पेशलाइज्ड रिप्रोडक्टिव पार्ट नहीं था, बट इन स्पोर फॉर्मेशन विच अकर्स इन फंगी, fungus you have observed, sometimes you have observed on fungus on bread mold. Okay. So bread पर जो fungus लग जाती है, what is actually that? You know, that fungus is known as rhizopus. rhizopus. That is a kind of fungus. So this is the structure of that fungus. You can see that these stick like structures, you can see these stick like structure, these are known as hyphae. Okay. And these blob like structures on these sticks are known as sporangium. Sporangium. Okay. So you can read from NCERT book that tiny blob on a stick structures are involved in reproduction. The blobs are sporangia, which contain spores or cells. These spores are grown up into new organism. When these spores, you can see in this figure, look closely at this figure, this sporangium contains some small spores, and when these spores are come into contact, then when these spores are spread out and come in contact with the any moist surface, these spores develop into new rhizopus. So that is spore formation, you can study from your book. So all these modes of reproduction that we have discussed so far allow new generation to be created from single individuals. So this is known as asexual reproduction. So what were these modes? You should remember all these modes and write down in your notebook: fission, fragmentation, regeneration, budding, vegetative propagation, and spore formation. You should understand the basics of these various techniques, various processes, and their differences into between them. So now you will answer some questions. First question, you can see, how does binary fission differ from multiple fission? Very easy. In binary fission, amoeba or protozoa splits into two parts, but in multiple fission, organism breaks into several parts with one nucleus in each cell. Okay, and both the fission take place in unicellular organisms only. Question number 2, you can see, how will an organism be benefit? It reproduces by spores. So you know spore formation is an asexual mode of reproduction, so it only needs one parent. So this is the first advantage कि दो parents की नहीं, सिर्फ एक organism की need होती है. Second is, you know that spores are there are a lot of spores in one sporangium. So from one sporangium many new individuals can be formed. Question number 3, you can see, can you think of reasons why more complex organisms cannot give rise to new units through regeneration? You know that regeneration takes place in multicellular organisms, but they are little complex. Okay, but why more complex organisms like humans, हमारे अंदर regeneration क्यों नहीं हो सकता? As you know that our body has different kinds of tissues, organs. Okay, our body design is more complex, and so it needs a different mode of reproduction. It cannot form new individuals just by forming a thick mass of cells and differentiating. Okay, unlike in the regeneration, our body cannot reproduce by regeneration, unlike in planaria, because our body is much more complex and mode of reproduction is much more complex than it. Question number 4, why is vegetative propagation practiced for growing some types of plants? What are the advantages? So you have just understood that vegetative propagation do not need seeds, and also it is quicker mode of reproduction. We get flowers and fruits quickly. So these are the various advantages. Question number 5, why is DNA copying an essential part of reproduction? So DNA copying we will study with sexual reproduction in next class. In this is the more important mode of reproduction, and it is more complex and more interesting. So DNA copying and sexual reproduction we are going to study in next class. Today's class was very simple and easy. If you have any doubt, you can write to me, and you have to make easy notes. You have just to write names of asexual modes of reproduction and one line for each mode of reproduction. So you have to make a 10-line note only for today's class. Okay, thank you.